ruthless.
KG, this one's crazy.
You're too
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Reckless Thoughts. It's your boy KG. Have to get at you with another one, man. Glasses are on because I am mashed. Man's in a singlet. My dad would really be cussing to see me in this singlet. Are you mad? But yeah, this is the video this morning, man. I gotta do one. If I don't do it now, I'm just not gonna do it. Voice is coming back, which is brilliant. But we got to talk about United. Got to talk about our beloved team, and a few things I want to talk about today. Ten Hag, he's spoken. You know, I don't know where these quotes have come from, but clearly from the horse's mouth. Ten Hag talks about signings. Ten Hag talks about squad development. Ten Hag talks about the youth. Ten Hag talks about the negativity, and I think it's been. Those are really interesting things that I'm going to get into in this video today. Also, Jane and Sancho fallout, how it's ended, how we've kind of been fan-wise. Jose Mourinho weighs in, gives an opinion, and I'm not going to lie to you. Jose Mourinho, probably one of the most measured opinions I'd ever say that could happen. And you know, we talk about managers learning and managers experiencing and growing. You know, Jose Mourinho gave me that true sign today. Yeah, when I watched highlights of things he said, they gave an interview. I don't know if it was Laura Woods kind of saying it up for, you know, it's Ten Hag's fault type thing. I don't know if it was that. I wouldn't be able to firmly say this is what she was doing, but she wanted to find out, like, these are pieces that you want to get, though. You know, is it the Man United manager's fault that is the reason why this has happened? And he said this is multifaceted. It's a multifaceted situation. You know, I've let players down in the past, but their family, friends, there could be so many different reasons as to why a player doesn't succeed. But I know I've been at times where I haven't got the best out of players. Now, again, he said that's experience. Like I've got a lot out of other players I've worked with, and I'll say similar with Ten Hag. He has got a lot out of other players he's worked with. It's just him and Sancho have not like connected, you know, in this moment. I thought it's good to see Jose showing that level of experience, because we've seen Jose with so many players, but even one that I can really mention is Luke Shaw. Jose, man, what the hell at times, where I've had to, it was my brain in his, but you know, things that will get a player going. But then if Jose could reverse time, he probably wouldn't say such a thing because it's rude, you know? That's it. Like there's no other breakdown, but that's rudeness. You know, there's some Chelsea players can say maybe Jose, the way he handled me wasn't the best, but Jose's about winning. Jose's about getting results, and he felt at the time it was necessary, but in experience, upon reflection, he's realized maybe I could have done more with certain players. I don't know, maybe there could be the De Bruyne's, the Mo Salahs in that probably didn't get the best of Jose. Well, we know they didn't get the best of Jose, you know. But I found that refreshing as a football fan, because people think that you just are who you are, but you're always growing, you're always learning. And Ten Hag is going to learn from this experience. Very intelligent manager, very smart, very reflective, probably not in the season. And he showed a lot of stubborn traits this season, Ten Hag. But for sure, end of the season, we're now hearing quotes from Ten Hag, and I love what I'm hearing. I kind of like, well, we've always been Ten Hag fans or followers in this thing, you know, like we back the manager. We've always backed the manager, you know, or a large percent of us. And one of the things he has said is, you know, what's the first line? He talks about squad development. He said, listen, the plan was for a striker and a goalkeeper. We knew that's what we needed to become a threat. And that's what he signed. We brought in Onana. Onana needed time to settle in. That's too relaxed. Onana needed time to settle in. Let's see if I can sort this out a bit, because it's getting on my nerves a bit. There you go, better. Onana needs some time to settle in. After bringing in Onana, the next person was Rasmus Højlund. Now, we haven't put them in this order, right? But then it's almost like it made sense. If Rashi scored all those goals, You bring in Rasmus, you think you should have enough, but it wasn't. You know, that's the learning this season. One striker wasn't enough. You never knew that you weren't going to get to use Martial at all. So what can you do in a situation like that? You bring in Mason Mount, he gets injured. You know, you might stumble on a few things, but one thing that I do, and this is why I know he's listening, but he just was not addressing it. He spoke about, listen, the prices of the players that they come for. I don't sign the players for those prices. Yes, I want these players, but I'm not the one that says I'm going to pay over the odds. And we almost attributed every time these players come in for a lot of money, that is Man United's maybe lack of negotiation skills. We're seeing how we're acting with this Dan Ashworth situation, where we're like, look, we not like we've got to prove a point, but we can't just be over the barrel, you know. And many a times, different teams all over the place, have tried to pull the pants down. I'm looking at Everton right now. What they're asking for that centre back. No, thank you. No, thank you. Good centre back, but I'm not hearing it right now. I've turned my eyes to Chalobah. You know, I know that. Talking to the Chelsea guys here on the trip with me, Joey. You know what I'm saying, Josh. These guys are on the kickoff with me. They're telling me, look, bro, I'm telling you right now, you sign Chalobah, he's gonna be your best centre back. I said, hey, chill, relax. Well, I ain't watched enough of Chalobah, but then he ain't better than no damn Martinez. But if you're telling me, look, for 25 million, 20 mil is supposed to be, it's a steal. It's a steal. You must. And I hope we do. I hope we do. I'm looking to be in this market. I'm trying to dominate this intelligent transfer. We need to be smart in the transfer market this year. We need to be. These are the signings we need to bring in. Again, Ten Hag also spoke about, what's the next line he said? So he said, I'm not responsible for the prices that we're paying for these players. But he talked about the build, you know, the transfer policy. He says on the outside, you might not see how, you know, like it's very negative when they talk about my signings and the work I've done. But then when we do look at it and we do talk about the signings, let's quickly go through it. I feel like there's one real dud in that signing policy. You know, you bring in the first one. Let's get this right. Let's quickly go through him. You know, Rasmus Højlund, one for the future, tick for me. We keep going. It's early, so bless me on a little sleep. Hold on, Rasmus. Onana, up and down. I flip-flopped all over the place, but then how he's been, good signing. Let's be right. He's been a good signing. I can't believe man's just here forgetting. Did I say Martinez? Martinez, good signing. Had a couple injuries, a couple setbacks, but it's been a good signing overall. Malacia, it's just a shame. Again, whatever injury he picked up, he stepped in on the cheap. If Malacia kicks on next season, I would say Malacia's a good signing anyway. Really young, inexpensive. You can tell when he plays, guys. I know you have to remember the man that he was actually on the pitch. Yes, he hasn't played most of the season through to a horrible injury. But then, whenever he's played for the club, he's not been a player that said, yes, he was raw, but he's not a player that said he's dead. No one ever looked at Malacia and said, you know, dead player, what's the point? The guy plays with all impact, the smiles on his face, he's giving it. We'll keep going. Christian Eriksen for me on the free, good signing. You've won 2 trophies with this guy, and I think he was necessary for where the state of the club was. Casemiro, now, the length of the contract is bad. But then, was he important? Absolutely. That first season, when we was getting around saying better than Partey, when we were saying that he's one of the best defensive midfielders in the Premier League, it was true, and we needed that. And I think we needed that leadership. We needed him. The only thing is, their legs are gone. Maybe you could probably put that into the okay signing category. But again, who's looking at Casemiro and saying, you're not going to be quality, you're not going to... I remember all of us fans. I remember the... Yo, as he's saying, back to it, man. Footage just stopped. I didn't even know what was going on, fam. I was bare talking still. I was speaking about Casemiro and saying that maybe that goes in the okay signing category. Another player that we brought in, let me speed it up. I would say Mason Mount. I would say, listen, injury blighted, man. A lot of teams were looking for him. A lot of teams wanted to bring him in, Liverpool, Arsenal. And, you know, he had his eyes set firmly on Man United. Now, couldn't have predicted these injuries. Hopefully next season he kicks on, probably put him in an okay category. He's a good player, but we haven't seen it in a Man United shirt. So he's got something to prove, something to show us. But we can't totally write him off as a total flop yet. It's been a flop of a season, but he is not a flop. Wild Weghorst gave us what we needed. Again, we won that Carabao with this guy in the mix. Now, was he as a loan? Like, we had to really change these guys on loan that come in to do a job. Well, he's done what he needs to do. Like, you're never gonna be like epic and amazing with a Wild Weghorst, but he just fills in the gap. That's like the Odin Agalo type situation. Come in, help us win a trophy. Thank you very much for your time. See you later. Sabitzer, another one as well. Like, these players have come in and not shown enough in the time. Like, Amrabat might get into this category and he shouldn't, because I feel this has been a mismanagement of the manager when playing this guy. Should have put him in earlier. Should have realized earlier, this is your defensive midfielder. This is someone you can play with. This is someone that you can build with. This is someone that, understands the game, receiving the ball off the goalkeeper, starting attacks. He's a good player. So we have to learn from that. Again, the one player that probably we all know just hasn't worked is Anthony. Unfortunately, yes, there's a lot of stuff that's happened off the pitch, but with them, we have to kind of really focus on what has happened on the pitch. And that's someone that's not running to space that is available to him, someone that's making bad decisions instead of good ones. That's the tough part. Remind me in the comment section if I have missed out a signing. I feel like I've Malacia, Casemiro, Onana, Martinez, Højlund, Eriksen on a free was decent. I think he's been okay. I think you can't really be mad at that, what we got from Eriksen on a free, considering where Eriksen was coming from. Is there anyone else? Struggling to think of who else is there? Weghorst mentioned him. Mason Mount mentioned him. I think I'm all right. Johnny Evans. Bringing back Johnny Evans was a stroke of magic, considering what happened with the team and how many injuries we faced. Look, end of the day, hopefully we're building the pieces to be successful. Managers, footballers, everyone is getting to make mistakes along this way. I think we just got to sit down and bide and wait. Honestly, I honestly feel that. And I really need Ineos to make a decision faster and make the right decision. When I say the right decision, well, you know what I'm canvassing for. I'm canvassing for a decision where we keep the manager that's in post right now. I believe we can push on. I believe that he has developed the youngsters. I would love to see what a world would look like if, we can reintegrate the Jadon Sanchos of this world just to see what happens. But then maybe that thing is long gone. I saw a couple Man United fans. I was a bit disappointed, a bit happy that he's lost. I don't understand that personally. We've won our final. I think people are just afraid of the mud, but then we shouldn't wish him not to do well. Jadon Sancho, if he could go back in time, would he move different? Who knows? But anyway, this is the end of this video, man. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe. We'll probably go live with some of these thoughts and feelings. Joe Blackman, I'll be traveling back home tomorrow. So yeah, back again, getting straight back to it. We got the Euros, we've got a lot of stuff to do. Thank you for grinding. Thank you for watching with me. You know what I mean? And we keep it moving. Peace.
Back with a vengeance. KG's back with an entrance. Big up to those in attendance. Reds come together like Tetris. No rules, this one's reckless. KG, this one's crazy.
You're too reckless.
None can compare with the KG done. Better take cover when he drops that. Going on reckless, trust it's on. It's that time when he drops that.
I said drop a bomb, Dad.